Welcome to another insightful session. Today, we dive into the bestseller book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. An acclaimed author and financial educator, Kiyosaki brings to us a revolutionary perspective on wealth and investment. His words, "The poor and the middle class work for money. The rich have money work for them," challenge traditional beliefs about money. These few words carry a profound truth about the difference between the rich and the rest. Let's unravel the wisdom behind this quote in the coming minutes. In the first chapter, Robert Kiyosaki introduces us to two influential figures in his life. Two fathers, each embodying a vastly different approach to money and life. The poor dad, his biological father, was a highly educated man, a school principal by profession. Despite his academic achievements and hard work, he struggled financially all his life. He subscribed to the conventional wisdom: get a good education, find a secure job, and save for retirement. His philosophy revolved around working hard for money. On the other hand, the rich dad, his friend's father, was an entrepreneur who, despite lacking formal education, built a substantial wealth. The rich dad's philosophy was, don't work for money, make money work for you. He believed in investing in assets, understanding the market, and using financial knowledge as a tool to generate wealth. He encouraged Robert to think beyond the traditional path and explore the world of entrepreneurship and investments. The contrast between these two fathers paints a vivid picture of the impact of financial education on one's life. The poor dad, despite his hard work and dedication, was always in the financial rat race, unable to break free from his economic constraints. The rich dad, however, used his financial literacy to create a life of abundance and financial freedom. For Robert Kiyosaki, these two figures served as a lifelong lesson about the power of financial education. It's not about how much money you make, but how you make it work for you. It's about understanding the difference between assets and liabilities, about knowing when to take risks and when to hold back. In essence, it's about leveraging financial knowledge to create a prosperous life. So, the distinction lies not in the amount of money, but in financial intelligence. It's a lesson that urges us to think beyond the traditional path, to seek financial education, and to harness the power of financial knowledge to create a life of abundance and freedom. Chapter 2 throws light on a novel concept: the rich don't work for money. At first glance, this statement might seem counterintuitive. After all, don't we all work for money? However, the truth is that the wealthy have a different approach to earning and multiplying their wealth. Here's a secret that the rich understand: money is a tool. It's a tool that, when used effectively, can work for you rather than you working for it. This is the principle of making money work for you. It's about investing your money in such a way that it generates more income for you, even when you are not actively working. This could be through real estate, stocks, bonds, or any other form of investment that yields a return. Now, let's talk about financial independence. Many people equate financial independence with having a high-paying job, but that's not quite accurate. True financial independence comes when your money-making assets, like your investments, generate enough income to cover your expenses. It's when your money works for you, not the other way around. Creating money-making assets is a critical step towards financial independence. These are investments that not only appreciate over time, but also provide a steady stream of income. They could be rental properties, dividend-paying stocks, or even a side business. The key is to build a portfolio of these assets over time. Here's where the rich differ from the poor. The rich invest their money in creating these assets. They understand the power of compounding and the fact that money can multiply over time. On the other hand, those who are not wealthy often spend their money on liabilities, things that take money out of their pockets. To sum it up, the rich don't work for money, they make their money work for them. They focus on building and growing their assets, leading to more wealth and financial independence. This concept is not about having a hefty bank balance. It's about creating a system where your money multiplies on its own. Remember, it's not about how much you earn, but how much you keep and multiply. In Chapter 3, Mind Your Own Business, Kiyosaki emphasizes the significance of owning your business. This is where we delve into the heart of his philosophy. Now, let's unpack this. Kiyosaki's perspective is quite simple, yet profoundly impactful. He suggests that instead of being entangled in the daily grind or worrying about the overheads, we should focus on accumulating assets. Yes, you heard it right. Assets are the golden goose. But what exactly are these assets? In the realm of Kiyosaki, assets are things that put money in your pocket without you having to trade your hours for dollars. These could be investments in real estate, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, royalties from intellectual property, or even your own businesses. The average individual spends their life working for a salary, living from paycheck to paycheck. They are often consumed by their liabilities like mortgage, car loans, credit card debts, and so forth. This cycle of earning and spending keeps them in the rat race, without any chance of achieving financial freedom. In stark contrast, Kiyosaki's Rich Dad focuses on building and growing his assets. His income is not dependent on his working hours, but is generated by his assets. He uses his income from assets to cover his expenses and invests the surplus back into his assets. This creates a cycle of wealth accumulation, allowing him to step out of the rat race. But here's the catch. Building assets requires financial education. It's not about how much money you make, it's about how much you keep and how many generations you keep it for. This is where financial literacy comes into play. So the next time you think about your finances, remember to mind your own business. Focus on your assets, educate yourself financially, and let your money work for you. It's not an overnight process, but the journey towards financial freedom is indeed a rewarding one. The key to wealth is to own assets that generate income, even when you're not working. Chapter 4 sheds light on a historical perspective. The history of taxes and the power of corporations. It's a fascinating journey that reveals how the rich have used corporations as a shield to protect and grow their wealth. Let's take a moment to understand the concept of corporations. In essence, a corporation is a legal entity separate from its owners. This separation provides a protective barrier, safeguarding the personal assets of the owners from any financial risks associated with the business. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The rich have, for centuries, used corporations to their advantage. They've leveraged these entities to accumulate and protect wealth. It's a game of financial chess, and corporations are their queens. On the other side of the coin, we have taxes, an obligation that every citizen bears. However, how the rich and the poor handle taxes is vastly different. The poor and the middle class work for money and then they pay taxes. The rich, however, make money work for them and they pay taxes only after they've invested and earned. This fundamental difference in approach is what sets the rich apart. It's not about evading taxes, but about understanding the system and making it work in your favor. Consider this. An average employee earns income, pays taxes on that income, and then spends what's left. A corporation, however, earns income, spends what it needs to grow, and then pays taxes on what's left. It's the same process, but flipped, giving corporations a powerful advantage. It's important to remember that this isn't about exploiting loopholes or dodging responsibilities. It's about understanding the rules of the game and playing it smart. It's about taking control of your financial destiny and using the tools at your disposal to protect and grow your wealth. In the end, understanding taxes and corporations is crucial to growing and protecting your wealth. It's a lesson that's as old as time, yet as relevant today as it was centuries ago. As we conclude our exploration of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, let's recap the key takeaways. We've journeyed through the contrasting worlds of the rich and the poor, understanding the difference in their mindsets and approaches towards money. Our first key takeaway is the realization that the rich don't work for money. Rather, they let money work for them, a shift in perspective that can drastically change your financial trajectory. Next, we delved into the concept of minding your own business. This doesn't mean being aloof or uninterested in others, but rather focusing on your financial affairs. Investing time, energy, and resources into your financial education and intelligence is crucial. We also explored the history of taxes and the power of corporations, a chapter that underscores the importance of understanding the economic and political landscape. It's essential to know how these elements can impact your financial well-being. Lastly, Rich Dad, Poor Dad emphasizes the significance of financial education, intelligence, and independence. It's not just about earning money, but understanding how to manage and grow it. This book encourages us to move beyond conventional wisdom and to think innovatively about wealth creation. With these insights, you are now better equipped to navigate your financial journey. Remember, don't work for money. Make money work for you.